log command with all of these options dash dash one line dash dash graph dash dash decorate and dash dash all. Now, let's say this is a git log command that we use all. Now, at this point, we have our git log command with all of these options dash dash one line dash dash graph dash dash decorate and dash dash all. Now, let's say this is a git log command that we use all the time, maybe multiple times a day. And typing this out every single time can get pretty frustrating. It's a lot to type every time you want to use a git command. And this is where those git shortcuts come into play that we talked about earlier. We can actually create a shortcut to this git log command with all of these options and create what's called a git alias that will point to this command every time we type that git alias. It's really helpful. So let's go ahead and remove this from our command line, and we'll go ahead and run clear to bring this back up to the top of our command prompt. So instead of running this git log dash dash one line dash dash graph dash dash decorate dash dash all, let's go ahead and create an alias for this. Now there are three ways that we can create aliases, three different levels, if you will. If we type git config dash dash system, system is that very first level. Think of this as maybe a workstation computer. If you set up system configurations, it's going to affect everyone who works on that system computer. So if there are multiple people working on this workstation and you don't want to set up a configuration that affects every user on that system, then you may not want to use system. So that is our first level. One level down is going to be based on our user, and this is global. This global configuration setting will affect your user with any Git repository that you work in. So whether you're in GitHub Games, as we are now, or you switch over to another Git repository, any configuration in the dash dash global will affect all of your Git repositories. Moving down to our last, we have dash dash local. Now, dash dash local is only going to affect the repository that we're currently working in. So if I were to set a Git configuration with the dash dash local option, these Git configurations will only be present in the repository that I created them in. For example, GitHub Games. Now, with these Git configurations, since we're setting up Git aliases, I tend to use those on a global setting because they're just aliases for other Git commands. They're not credentials, they're not usernames or passwords. And so I feel like if I want to use them in one repository, I want to use them in every repository. So for this example, let's go ahead and run this as a global configuration. Now, at this point, we need to go ahead and type out alias, and then dot, and then we can go ahead and name our alias. So for our command at the top, this get log and all of these options, we'll go ahead and name this alias LOL for log one line. This is pretty easy to remember. After you've named the alias, space, and then in quotes, you actually put the complete get command, but without the get name. So this will be log space dash dash one line dash dash graph space dash dash decorate space dash dash all. In that in quotes. I'm going to go ahead and run that. Now, one thing to notice with Git is a lot of times it's silent on command. We went ahead and set this Git configuration, and Git just responded back with nothing. And a lot of times, nothing is a success. So we can verify that this configuration was created by typing git config dash dash global, because we set a global setting, space dash dash list. This is going to list all of the configurations that we have set up globally. And as you can see at the very bottom of our list, there is our alias, .lol, the name we gave it, and all of the options that we have called on the get alias. So now, instead of typing get log and then all of those options, we can just type get lol, and we get our get command set up from our get alias. Now, you can also create a get alias not just for these really long get commands, but it's also really helpful to create a get alias for the commands that you use all the time. For example, I set one up for get status. It's a really short command, but setting one up just makes it easier. You can also set one up for get push or get pull, or really any get command that you use all the time